Hi guys, it's me, the Witch of Boise, and Miko, and we're here to do another general read today. Ooh! So before we begin, make sure you do like this video, hit subscribe, also comment below, tell me if any of this resonates with you. If love becomes a part of the reading today, my default is reading to a female about a male, so pronouns are interchangeable. He's can be she's can be he's, he, she, them, or they, whatever is going on in your life. Again, this is a general read, so the whole message may not resonate with you completely, but there might be a message that's throughout this video. So make sure you do watch this from beginning to end and see if anything resonates with you. All right, are we ready to get started? I know Miko is. So we're going to start with our medicine cards. All right, Meek. Can you get down? Come over here. Thanks. Come on. Good job. She's like, no, I don't. There we go. There she is. Good girl. All right, so let's see. Hi. Oh, that's 3. Interesting. So this is here you go. I think that these are repeat cards from a previous general read. Because we have number 1, that's skunk. Or number 7, I mean, is skunk. Number 31 is turkey. And then we have 14, which is dog. And so skunk is reputation. And then we have turkey, which is giving. And then dog, which is loyalty. So it feels like that there's a, just as this energy, that there's a reputation that's on the line. There's loyalty that's going on. So maybe your name's getting tarnished, maybe someone's name's getting tarnished, but there's loyalty there. And we're just going to use our Witch's Tarot to see anything else. Oh, cool. Okay, so I'd like to have 1 more. 2 more will be just fine. Interesting. Okay, so I'm going to clarify these. And I'm going to cut the deck. I'm not going to accept any flyers. Okay, so we have our Temperance in reverse, and that is being clarified by the 8 of Pentacles. Then we have the 9 of Pentacles, and that is being clarified by the World. Then we have the Chariot in reverse, and that is being clarified by Karma, Judgment. Then we have the Sun, which this is a great card to have, and that is being clarified by the Fool in reverse. Then we have the 3 of Pentacles in reverse, and that is being clarified by the 5 of Swords in reverse. Then we have the Hermit, and that is being clarified by the King of Wands in reverse. Okay, so it's actually really interesting. So I'm filming this on the 14th of March. So this is released later, but yesterday was a huge day for our country with the coronavirus, and that people are shutting down, states are shutting down schools for 2 weeks, and everyone's getting in quarantine. And I feel like a little bit of this card is resonating with that because it's the not working card with the Three of Pentacles in reverse and the Hermit card. But I'm feeling like that there is issues that are going on with being reputation, giving, and loyalty. So it's who are we loyal to? Who do we need to give to? And what our reputation is. So there's definitely an imbalance that's going off on work right now, and I feel that this is resonating with what is going on with the economy, everything right now. Everything is at a complete disbalance, and things are looking pretty crazy. It's very much that we need to be focused on supporting ourselves and being there for our family, for our loved ones, for our community, because we are all connected in this. This is not just us. We're not dealing with this alone. So I just feel there's a huge imbalance that's going on, and I do feel like this imbalance needs to be addressed in a calming fashion. What is happening right now in the world is complete, utter chaos, and people, and especially negativity and toxic people, are thriving on this. This is not how we need to be addressing this. This is a time that we need to be calm, cool, collected, get our mind straight, because it is honestly like people have completely lost all common sense. And it feels like we really need to be regrouping into that. Now, this imbalance where it's this stopping and really like canceling everything, stopping things, things are going to a complete standstill, and karma's going to catch up to this. And that doesn't mean that that's a negative aspect, but every action has a reaction. Every decision has a ripple effect. And unfortunately, with the cause of panic and chaos that's going on, that this is going to be a ripple effect. Karma is going to be catching up, and it might not be pretty because we are not going to be able to move forward with this. And it's not looking good. There's going to be a huge delay. It's just not, it's really interesting too with all of these cards, and really focusing on my own cards of the year. And for 2020, mine was the Nine of Swords. And that card really represents waking up from a nightmare. And this does feel like a complete nightmare. I have no words, and I'm very sympathetic for people that are getting sick, and we need to really be proactive into stopping this. But at the same time, it is like complete, utter chaos. It is crazy. And so we just need to be informative. We need to be supportive. And wash your hands, man. Just wash them. Like, come on. Use common sense. This stuff could have been avoided if we just continued using this. So really, it's just really time to focus on that. And really try to move forward with things. With this complete imbalance that's happening right now, it's time to just really readjust it, get this balance back into place, but continue to move forward with it. Completely stopping things does not look good in this card set. Now, we do have the Sun energy. And I feel like this is a good moment of time where we need to really reprioritize, really find the positive stuff that's going on. Stop focusing on the negative. It's great to be informed and to know what's going on and to know the progress of what is happening. But at the same time, if you are living in that 24/7, that's a really negative space to be. So going outside, going for a walk, going and doing stuff that might not be with other people, but really reading a book outside. Just being out in the sun right now is a great opportunity to really re-energize, especially if you are in quarantine or are in a state that you are being required to stay at home. This with the sun being clarified by the Fool in reverse, this isn't just the beginning. So this is stuff, and I totally feel like this is an echo of energy that has been building up for some time. And now that this virus that has come has been a catalyst for all of this pent up energy. Now, and I feel like this is something that is coming from maybe the government, maybe things like that. It could just be with all of our collective energies as well. So we just need to really be focusing on that positive energy and focusing in calming energies as well. Getting yourself in a whirlwind of panic is not going to do anyone any good. So I feel like with the staying home at work, this is not going to be great. Unless you are one of the lucky people that are going to be on paid leave. I know that I read somewhere, don't quote me on it because, again, there's so many articles that are going off. Who knows if they're true? But I read somewhere that the U.S. government's trying to pay for time off for people. And I feel, at least with these cards, that this is going to be an issue. This is and I don't feel like with the government especially, but I feel like the getting people off work and that kind of thing, this is going to be a big issue. And I feel like that's going to be it. Now, hermiting, the Hermit being clarified by the King of Wands, I feel like we're going to start to get lackluster and really, I'm getting almost like a depressed feeling because I'm getting like almost cabin fever in that sense where I think we're surrounding ourselves with a lot of negative energies and everything. So we just really need to be focusing on that light and that sun energy and really get in with the King of Wands energy, and that is passion and fire. And the thing is if you're upset about something that's going on in the government, if you're doing whatever you're really passionate about, especially right now because there's so many emotions that are going on, then it's time to direct that passion into a productive way. Perhaps going through your own food storage and donating it, things like that, where reaching out to people and being a good example of what a community is. Just redirect that, because the more that we freak out and the more that we have our own fears and everything, that fear becomes a huge negative aspect and it becomes a bigger emotion. So we just don't want to be driving this fear base. Okay, so I just did the crystal reading cards, and we got Divine Temple, which is source, Shatukite, which is teacher, Kunzite, which is self-love, Tanzanite, which is clarity, and Fire Agate, which is creativity. So right now, too, if you're stuck at home, it's a perfect time to start doing stuff that is your creative outlet. This can be reading, drawing, scrapbooking, knitting, anything. Like, you can do whatever. Like, if you said that you don't have the time to, guess what? Now you do. So it's time to really focus on that creativity. And again, redirect all of this energy to something else, to something that's positive. And I feel like with clarity is making sure that you are getting clear information, that you are getting accurate information and you're not just getting sucked up into a whirlwind, because just being on any social media, it is insane right now. I can't, like, people are insane. Like, and it's just this panic and this like mania, and it's fear driven. So we need to be clear about what our boundaries are, what is going on, and just be smart about it. With Kunzite and the self-love, this is a perfect time to really indulge into your own self-love. So this is like just treating yourself on this time that is in quarantine. Also, it's a time to reflect as well, how we react in situations that are like this. Because when we are reactive in a negative fashion, that means that there are deeper issues that are going on in our own lives. So with the self-love, that is also diving into your own psyche and figuring out what's going on. Like, why am I reacting this way? Why am I getting so upset over this? It's really time to really examine yourself, because I also feel like there is a huge collective group of people that aren't dealing with their own personal issues, and then something like this that happens and it becomes huge, and it's deflecting all of their inner crap that's going on. Instead of addressing it to themselves, it's deflecting onto this, and it's deflecting onto other people as well. Like I said on Toasty Tarot Nights, I got into a Facebook fight, and it was not cute. But like, at least on my part, I was just saying that I respect you. Here are the facts. We shouldn't be getting ourselves in a panic. And, you know, if you're perpetuating this panic, you're part of the problem. And I also said that I wish there was more passion that was being put on that is going towards this virus and everything. I wish there's more passion and more direction that is going towards climate change, because that is all of our demise. That should be our number one focus, because that's what's going to kill us, you know. And this person did not like what I had to say, and they deleted their comment and they unfriended me, and that's great. That's fine. They have the right to do it. But I think it was because it was a very calm interaction where I wasn't being accusatory or rude, unlike what this person was being towards me. It really showed me that person is having bigger issues in their life and had to deflect that towards me. And, you know, when you start to call people names or start to say stuff about other people, a lot of times that's a mirror to yourself. So, I just feel that there's a big, I want to say like an emotional cholesterol that's going on within our community, and that is why there is so much panic. So we just really need to have this time to really focus on ourselves and focus on our own healing and figure out why are we so upset by this, and really explain it. If you have a family meeting and ask each other how you guys are feeling about this. Explore your feelings, because the more you dive into it, the more level-headed you're going to be about everything that's going on. Okay, so Shatakite, which is teacher, this is a teaching moment. This is a teaching moment. This should be teaching yourself how to address in an emergency position, as well as there's kids that are going to be homeschooled for 2 weeks. So I'm also getting that as well. But I'm getting teaching moment. So really focus on what is going on in your life. How are you addressing all of this stuff? How are you going about this? And how do we make this better? How do we make this a better way in an emergency? Because this is absolute chaos. This is not how this should go. Like, this is crazy. And divine temple, source. You're your own source. You are the source of how you feel, how you react to things. And that is just going back to that self-love. Like there's bigger issues that are at hand. And I don't want to downplay this virus because it has killed people. And we want to make sure that we are having precautions and that we are doing things to protect each other, because even though it's not going to harm some of us, it might harm the people that we love, that we might be bringing into people that have compromised immune systems or are older people. And I think about my parents. I think about if I got it, then I'd be like, well, you're not going to see me for 2 weeks. Like, you're staying away. And that's what my mind goes to, and that's what we need to do. And instead of doing a panic, it's just getting your checklist, figuring out what you need to do and not freaking out. And I think the biggest thing too is also treat everyone with respect. You know, people are in a panic right now. People are like in this thing. And when you come in a calming way, some people are going to get irritated by it, obviously. But there's also people that will come to you and feed off of that, and that calms them down. So when you're feeding panic with panic, that's when you get into this like, ooh, like it's like a siren. It's like you're just freaking out. All right. So this is Black Moon Astrology cards, and we have Chiron, which is healing. And this is what is happening. This is number 8 too. So right now is a healing moment. We are healing this whole situation. We need to heal ourselves emotionally, physically. We need to get into a state where we are healthy as a people and make sure that our loved ones are healthy as well. Now we have number 30, which is 6th house, and this is routine. And this is a time to also figure out what your new routine is going to be for the next 2 weeks. This isn't like, we shouldn't be treating this like a vacation. This is something that we need to really get ahead of and really figure out. Another thing too, we need to also get into the routine of figuring out what is still open, what small local businesses are still open, and we need to go and support them during this time because they are out. You know, this is such a huge gut punch to the economy, to quarantine people, which I get, and I'm not saying that this is bad, you know, in that sense, but as someone that has a small business, that this is their livelihood and that they can't shut down. They have to pay bills. We need to be supporting them. So get into the routine of going around, maybe just going through the internet, going through and figuring out what small businesses need help. Reach out to them. If you have the resources to help them do, maybe purchase something that's from their store or whatever, help them out. That should be your routine right now, is being a community and being safe about it as well. And then we have the 11th house, which is number 35, and this is friends. And I feel like right now too is the time to really reach out to your friends, make sure that everyone is okay. It doesn't mean that you have to have a big group friend coming over to your house, but you know, it's okay to do that. But just be safe, you know, just make smart decisions and just be safe about it. But reach out to your friends, because there's some people that especially if they're extroverted and they like being around people, this is going to be their personal hell. And then you have the introverts that are like, yes. So you just need to reach out to people and make sure that they're okay, see if that is. And that should be also part of your routine as well. Okay, this is the Halloween Oracle, and the first card that came out, I'm going to take this one that flipped out, is Ancestors, which this is a card that I get a lot. the love and legacy of our DNA. So it's really time to, how I'm reading this in this whole reading, it is time to really look at the past and see how we have overcome things in the past as a country. So this is looking back in history. This is also asking our ancestors that have lived during hard times to come and help us, come protect us, come guide us. We have the power and the strength that is throughout our DNA, and our ancestors are with us. So really call on that power as well to seek guidance from our ancestors and have them, help us out. We obviously don't know what we're doing. Help us out. And this is actually really crazy. So this is the winter card, the sacredness of pausing. And that's what we're doing right now. I think that this is an ultimate pause. And we need to take it sacredly. And that's why I say it's like, don't treat this like a vacation, even though I said treat yourself. There needs to be some power, some benefits of what this pausing is. So like the self-love, self-care, you're healing from things. So we need to start doing that. This doesn't mean that you're like sitting on the couch in your underwear playing video games, the entire time. So it's really get into this mindset of, for this pause, for this time that we are pausing, that there's quarantine going on and everything, that we need to be focused on our own healing, emotionally, physically, and making sure that our friends, neighbors, and community is doing well too. All right, guys, that is it for that reading. Make sure you do like this video, hit subscribe. Also comment below. Tell me if any of this resonates with you. My heart does go out to anyone that is being currently affected by, which is everyone, being currently affected by the coronavirus. I wish that if you are infected with it and you're dealing with it, I do wish you a speedy recovery, and I'm sending everyone that is watching so many blessings of health, and we just need to have a really good attitude at this point, and we just want to be in a positive mindset. All right. Well, thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see you later. Bye.